Today I'm sharing with you our family's summer homeschool plans. We do not homeschool year round, but we do use the summer intentionally. So we have lots of living books, lots of outdoor time, simple literacy, habit training, and plenty of time to rest as well. So if you've been wondering what a Charlotte Mason inspired summer can actually look like, I'm going to show you that today. I have a mountain of books laid out in front of me, and I'm going to go through our summer plans with you right now. All right, and I also have my notes here in my planner. So, academically, I've put our homeschool stuff away on our shelves, like that, what we've done in year one and in our pre kindergarten. Everything's put away, and I've created a new box for year two and our actual kindergarten year. And there was a lot of books incoming, so I have a video coming out about that too. When it comes to homeschooling, we do not follow a year-round homeschool schedule. We stop for the summer and we take a long, well-deserved break. We also have a lot of kids in our neighborhood who go to school. I mean, nearly all the kids in our neighborhood go to school, and so it's nice to be on the same schedule as their friends and their peers from the neighborhood. And so that's what we do. We take a break and we really treat summer as summer. But as my daughter will attest, there's still learning to be done. She keeps saying, I thought school was done. And here I am having to do copy work and reading. And it's really funny, her perception of school versus what the kids from school are actually going through. Anyway, so sorry. So academically, we are keeping up with our copy work. So here, this is literally all I ask from my daughter. She has two copy workbooks. One of them is just the copy work that she's been doing for the year, and the other one is a story that she's been working on. She has quite a few pages, and oops, ooh, it's coming apart. So it's her story about our vacation from last year. And so I'd like her to just keep at it because she's doing really well. So we're going to continue that. And so copy work is something we continue to do. And then when it comes to math, I really don't want her to lose all the math skills that she's developed this year, but I don't want her sitting in front of a math book. So we try to use games with chalk, try to turn opportunities like when we're baking or when we are just out and about, and when I'm asking them to separate, let's say like I'm giving them a few candy and I say, okay, now separate it evenly. And so there's a lot of counting involved, and it's just like a natural day-to-day rhythm, but I try to be intentional about bringing back math into our life. She doesn't know she's doing math, but I do, and at least, we're keeping up with our skills. In terms of my kindergarten aged daughter, she is working on recognizing her letters and the sound that the letters make. I thought going into kindergarten with my first daughter, that made the world of a difference when it came to learning to read. I do like to encourage an earlier schedule when it comes to reading than Charlotte Mason would recommend. Both my daughters were adamant about learning to read. My second daughter's been asking me. I know that it would make her feel so confident and so proud because she sees her older sister reading so well and reading to her. And so she wants to be able to do that with her younger brother as well. So when kindergarten comes, she will be learning to read very gently. But now I want her to learn the sounds that the letter makes and just recognize the letter and know all the letters in the alphabet. And then this is not really academic, but we are reading our Bible. We have been reading through Hurlbut's story of the Bible. We didn't finish it, so we are just finishing it because I thought we were going to go into year two, going through Hurlbut's as well, but I've decided after a lot of thought that we're just going to stick with the Ambleside Online Bible reading schedule and read directly from our Bibles. So that's what we're going to do. And so the other thing we're working on is our habits. So I had Laying Down the Rails, 3 books, just sitting on my shelves for the longest time. And finally, the other week, I picked them up. I went through them. I created a little bit of a schedule in terms of habits. I've been reading for Laying Down the Rails for Yourself. Very helpful because I don't feel like I have all the habits that I wish to have in my life. And so I find it a little bit difficult to lead by example when I myself have missed the chance to develop so many good habits in my childhood. So I'm working on it alongside with my children, but the first habit we are working on and we started working on is obedience. My children are quite obedient, I would say. My first daughter is very obedient. My second daughter is a hit and miss. So I think if we work on it for a good 6 weeks together, and it's serving for me as an opportunity to remind myself that this is a skill they're developing. I am to remain patient, I am to remain calm, and just remind them and train them and coach them, because I think so many times, I don't know about you, I don't know if you ever feel like this, but if I feel disobeyed, it becomes a personal struggle, and then I lose my patience, I lose my cool, my temper comes out, I raise my voice, and it's just not conducive to learning the habit at all or to having a good relationship with my children. So I really don't want that anymore. So working on the habit in this format has just allowed me to be calmer and to, when I'm reminding my children, to remain calm about it and not to take it personally and just see it as a training and learning opportunity. So we're going to learn obedience, we're going to go into our habit of attention, and then we're going to go into cleanliness and other habits as well. And then when it comes to books, I have a mountain of books, like I said, here for you. But we've just finished reading The Trumpet of the Swan. It was so sweet. We read it at the end of spring and just finished last week. And so that was a really good spring book to read. It was really sweet. It was really nice. We grew some chicks. We didn't grow them. We hatched chicks. And so it was very timely because as the cygnets came out, the chicks came out too. And it was just a very sweet read for us. And I feel like it's very memorable when I read these stories with my children. My children really love E.B. White. Every story we've read by E.B. White, they've delighted in. And I also love how happy and positive the endings have been. So yeah, so we really like Trumpet of the Swan. And then before we started Trumpet of the Swan, we actually started The Naughtiest Girl in the School, and then we took a break to read Trumpet of the Swan. And so we jumped right back into it by Enid Blyton. And where are we? We're at chapter 11. So we are reading through that. And when we finish this one, which I anticipate is going to be in a couple of weeks, we're going to start The Secret Garden. My daughters have it on a Yodo card. They have abridged versions that they've read through. So I know they're going to love the actual classic as well. So we're going to be reading through that for the rest of the summer. I think that should take us to the end of the summer. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll have time for The Wind and the Willows, which I also wanted to read in the summer with them. And then some other books that we have been enjoying in the summer is this one. It's the complete book of Flower Fairies. It's not a summer book per se, but you know, it's very whimsical. It's very nature oriented, and so we really like reading this one in the summer. And we like reading Bramley Hedge, the summer story, and some like the sea story. We just really love reading these in the summer. And actually, the girls have asked to have Bramley Hedge sort of summer camp at home, so we'll try to do that. Then we have some gardening books, though we haven't really planted a garden this year. We have some herbs that we're growing, but that's about it. But this one was one that we thrifted. My daughter actually spotted it. She said, "This is the type of book that Mom would love," she said. So it's Down a Garden Path, and it's just about God's glory and God's mercy, and just kind of the metaphor of growing a garden and growing our inner gardens as well through the grace of God. But then we also have some actual gardening books like this one. These ones were lent to me by a friend of ours, so we've been really enjoying them. This one is How Does My Garden Grow? And this one is A Year in Our New Garden, both by Gerda Mueller. Then we have some books, this one, Outside Your Window, that I got from the library, and it's just another nature book. We really like that. Then we just read through Goodbye Spring, Hello Summer. We like these ones, The Grasshopper and the Ants. And then another treasury of poems we like is Treasury for All Seasons by Julie Andrews. And I also really like reading The Spirit of Canada That's something that's on our Ambleside online schedule, but I like reading it throughout the summer when we have a little bit more time. It's legends, stories, songs, folk songs, and poetry. It's very sweet. It's fiction, some true stories. Another little formal thing we're doing is doing the Treehouse Schoolhouse nature study. We're doing the summer nature study. I have never done that, and I've had their curriculum for quite a few years now. So I printed some of their summer themes, and we did, what did we do? We did the sun, and then we did the summer solstice. So this is the summer solstice, let the sun shine in, and then a poem, and then there was, copy work. There's a summer bucket list. We have our own bucket list, but that's what we've been working on. And then there's some books that are recommended. So these are books for a summer solstice study. With Sunshine Makes the Seasons, The Longest Day, Summer Song. So I try to go to the library at least once a week and pick up some books. Even if you're not using the Treehouse Schoolhouse nature curriculum, I find using their book guides very helpful. I feel like in the previous years, I never went through their summer study, but I did use their book lists for what we've read that summer. So yeah. And then another book that we've been reading and enjoying is A Treasury of Stories for 7-year-olds. And I thrifted this for my daughter's 7th birthday. She just turned 7. And so we read a few stories in there. So as I've mentioned, we are using the summer to work on our literacy. So my daughter's learned to read when she was in kindergarten, and she's done really well in grade 1. We've used the primer through the Alviary, and she was well ahead of the schedule, but there's still a few stories we haven't finished. So I've added it to our pile to read, or just one story actually, I think. Yeah, there's only one story we haven't read. We're just gonna finish that one just to have a nice clean slate. But then I have some more books that I've displayed here for her, and she has another basket of books in her room that she reads through. But Poppleton, it's pretty simple, but it's a favorite. They both love it. Poppleton in the summer, Poppleton has fun. These books are really sweet. They're called Cornbread and Poppy, and it's a whole series. So this one is Cornbread and Poppy at the Carnival, Cornbread and Poppy for the Win. Do I have another one? Yeah, Cornbread and Poppy. So she loves reading those, and her sister likes sitting through and listening to them. And then she likes Amelia Bedelia, so we have an Amelia Bedelia book there. Another one, Play Ball, Amelia Bedelia. So that's the books that I have displayed in our main area. Like I said, she does have some more books in her room, but when we have the time to, I ask her to pick up a book and read. And she normally reads the whole entirety of the book because there's many different stories in here, but she reads pretty fast, so she reads it all. I don't have a set time. I don't have a reading schedule. I don't have challenge. I think that would be fun to do in the future years, but right now I just want her to read a little bit each day, and she's very good about that. She loves to take a book with her on car trips, so she reads through like a short novel on car trips. She's been really liking the Magic School Bus books, and lately we found some actual little school bus novels at a thrift shop, so she's been loving reading through those. So yeah, it hasn't been very difficult to get her to read, but I just want to make sure that we do read a little bit each day, or at the very least when we're around the house, because summers can be busy. It can be pretty unpredictable. We can, you know how it is. So when we're around, we make sure that we read. When it comes to summer, we're really treating it as the time to have fun. So to go outside, play at the water table, play in the pool, go to the lake, go explore the outdoors, just spend time outside as much as possible. This is the time when I make tons of popsicles, tons of smoothies, special drinks for them, and just let them have fun. I've also had to wrap my head around the fact that our floors will be muddy, and there will be puddles, and the kids will be completely dirty. Even my 1-year-old, he's just learning to walk, but he loves playing in the mud. He loves playing in the grass. He loves playing with water. So every single day, multiple times a day, I have to change his clothes. I have to wash him because he's just like rolling in the mud. And then my 4-year-old is coming in, running through with her feet completely black. But I'm trying to just let them have fun and change my own mentality and realize how short this precious time with our children is. And as homeschool parents, we're so blessed that we get so much time with them. But you know, there's that saying where you only get so many summers with your children. And I've seen an updated saying about that where it's like you only get, I don't know, like this many precious summers when they're like toddlers, and then this 2 or 3 summers when they want to spend the whole summer with you, and then 2 summers when they're emancipating themselves a bit, and then they're done. And that's really depressing. So I'm really hoping that's not the case for us. I'm trying to, you know, try not to think of it that way, but also trying to keep in mind that this time is precious and I just want to have fun with my children. So we made a bucket list as well. We have a bucket list of things. There's very few things this year. One of them is find the ice cream truck. There's every now and then there's an ice cream truck that comes in our neighborhood and we hear it and we chase it. And we've been successful 2 years in a row of finding it. But last time it came this year, we couldn't find it. So that's on our list. Find the ice cream truck when we hear it. We love going to the farmer markets. I like packing them up, bringing them to the farmer's market. There's one near us, and eat a croissant, enjoy the sunshine. It's just something really fun to do. The kids love it. We have a big trip planned. I say big trip. It's a couple of weeks. We're going to the US. We're going to the ocean and we drive there. So this year it looks like some of our friends are going to come with us, which is really exciting because the girls are exactly the same ages. Their girls and our girls. They're lining up really nicely. And it will be fun if they get to come with us. But we're going to the same place in Maine by the Atlantic Ocean. We've really enjoyed it previously. I realize how important it is to make time for a vacation as a family, not just do little day trips, but you know, make a vacation plan. Last year when we did that, we packed our car up. I had like all sorts of fun activities for them. I had a scavenger hunt for them to do on the way. I had 2 actually. I packed some very special snacks that I would never ever get. I don't know if you guys have them in the US. Dunkaroos. I think that's what they're called. I never had them as a child. As an immigrant, that's not something my parents bought, but my husband's parents did. So those little cookies that you dip in cream and then eat, that's not something I would ever buy for my children, but they get it on that once a year big trip we do. One of the things that's really popular on the internet right now is having a 90s summer. And I'm a 90s kid, so I know those summers well. But I had to leave the internet. Well, not the internet. I had to disconnect myself from Instagram and mostly Facebook as well, which I just use to look at homeschool groups and talk to people. But even then, it's too much. I would love to go off my phone, but I find it a little bit ironic, that trend of 90s summer. And then you see all these beautifully curated 90s pictures and things and videos, and meanwhile here you are in your home looking at someone else having a 90s summer, or someone else just filming or adding b-roll, oftentimes I've noticed as well. So be mindful of that. That said, I think the sentiment of a 90s summer is amazing. Like, we've been trying to go analog for the past couple of years, but it's so hard. It's very hard to have the willpower to do that. But we have DVDs, so we try to use DVDs instead of using, I don't know, a movie that we stream. And we have another thing we have is a projector, so we like to take it outside every now and then and just watch a movie. We cannot find the cord that connects to it this year, so hopefully we do, because it's been fun in the past. Another thing we really like to do is camp in our backyard. We're not very big campers in general. I would love to be camping person, but I don't know, I've never done it really, and my husband either, so it's just not in the cards right now with the ages we have. But in the future I would love to go camping. But we like camping in our backyard, so we grill some s'mores, we set up a tent, we just play catch fireflies. It's just been so fun, and we do it once a year, sometimes in the middle of summer, mostly at the end of the summer, and my children always ask for it. So we're definitely going to be doing that again this year. And I have some activities that we are going to be doing. So this cyanotype paper, we've been meaning to make this week, but it's been very gloomy. So I'm waiting for a sunny day. I bought some bookmark makers from Amazon. My daughter loves reading, so I figured she's going to have fun making bookmarks. There's some pressed flowers in there, so we're going to do that. we have this crochet kit. Oh, it's open. Okay. My daughter's been asking to learn to crochet, so I just bought her this like very simple crochet kit over Easter, and I'm hoping I can take a look at it because I don't really know how to crochet, and just help her learn. That's something I feel like we haven't done really well this year, and that's my own fault, is handicraft. It's such an important part of a Charlotte Mason education, and I didn't make enough time for that. So I want to make more time for it during the summer, and then hopefully we go into the next year with some new skills as well. And then we have these strings, which are from an embroidery kit. But I've been meaning to teach my daughters to make those 90s bracelets. I don't know if you guys remember. I loved making them, like those, I don't know how you, I don't know what they're called, those thread bracelets. So I will teach them to make that now that I found this. And then we're going to have some themed weeks. So for example, we're going to have a fairy folk themed week. And this is a gift that my daughter got for her birthday. It's fairy lantern craft kit. So we're going to make those. Some other things that she just had a birthday. So she got some like really good crafting things. I don't even know what this is, but flower growing kit, great. We're going to be doing that. She loves anything bracelets. She's been loving these loom bracelets, so she got another kit of those. So, and then another thing that they both got into this year, or like in the past few months, is Lego. I never knew my children loved Lego, but they're really into it, and my oldest has been following very complex instructions, and I'm pretty impressed because I was never really a Lego kid. I did have Lego, but I would build things myself. My brain just cannot even follow simple IKEA instructions, but she's so good at following instructions. So I'm just encouraging that. She got a few Lego kits from her grandparents and from us for her birthday. So they've been just building those, and it's been really lots of fun. And then just enjoying time outside. Like they have their binoculars and walkie-talkies and all sorts of things. And the other day they saw a vulture. What is it called? It was a type of vulture they saw, and that was really cool because we've never seen something like that. And then they both have a little field guide. One of them has a field guide to summer. The other one has my first outdoor book, and they just like taking them when we go on field trips and reading them in the car or on a stop. So yeah, it's just, we take it easy. We continue to nature journal and just have fun. So that's our summer plans. And now when it comes to me as a mother, what am I going to be reading through? I have a list of things that I'm reading through, and I didn't bring any of my own books here. So I'm just going to tell you about them, and I have notes here. So I'm just in the last chapter, I think, or the second to last chapter of Mere Christianity. It's been a wonderful read for me. I love C.S. Lewis, and Mere Christianity has opened my eyes a lot. I've been making lots of notes. So I'm finishing that, and then I'm sampling a few books. I had some Audible credits, so I got a few books. One of them was Honey for a Child's Heart, and I listened to, I think, the first 2 chapters. And then recently I came across a book that was recommended by Sonia Schaefer of Simply Charlotte Mason, and it is called Peacemakers, or Being a Peacemaker. And it's just about conflict resolution in a biblical way. And I figured, that's something that we could all benefit from, especially when it comes to me as the mother, leading my children to a helpful conflict resolution, but also for me to have a healthy way to resolve conflict, not just with my children, not just with my husband, but in general in life. So I'm sampling between the two, and then I'm going to stick to one and read it. And then my plans are to read again Teaching from Rest by Sarah Mackenzie. I feel like I've read it every summer since I discovered it. I am more of a high-strung person than a peaceful person, if I can be honest. So I constantly need that reminder of just easing into God's will. Relax. He will take care of it. Everything is in his hands. It's just not something that comes very naturally to me. And so it's something that I love getting the encouragement about. So Teaching from Rest was really encouraging for me in that respect, and it always sets me up right for a new homeschool year. I'm also going to read again through Mother Culture by Karen Andriola. I read it 2 summers ago. It was a nice summer read for me. Every now and then when my kids would be playing nice at the park, I'd open it, read a couple of pages, put it away. And so now my Toddler is really at a tricky age. You know, he needs lots of supervision, but every now and then I do have some free time, so I would like to read that again and just remind myself of who I am as a person and read beyond just the homeschool content for a mother. And the other book I always make time for during the summer is Home Education by Charlotte Mason, at least going through a couple of chapters here and there when time permits. I could not read the whole book in one summer, but I do have time for a few chapters, and so that's what I will be making time for this summer. And so those are our summer plans. We're going to take it easy, read lots of books, have fun together, go on trips, just enjoy each other's company. So I hope you have a wonderful summer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.